Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. So last week last Monday we discussed, last Monday we discussed what? I asked you to consider whether we will continue the as appear in the Athasalini, or we were trying to skip some of the pages. So what about your suggestion, your idea?
Yes, Sayadaw. So my thinking is that so Sayadaw already gave us the technique or the step to follow to study the remainder Dhamma. But my opinion is that it would be great if Sayadaw can go through the remaining Dhamma, maybe not in detail, but in brief, and maybe point out some important points, because we would love to have this Sayadaw's insight so that we can understand those Dhamma clearer. So that's my opinion. So maybe not in detail, Sayadaw, but in brief, with insight, Sayadaw.
Yeah, some significant point.
Yes.
If we pick up some significant point there, so instead of going very in detail, every single word, we're trying to pick up some, significant meaning or interpretation, right?
Yeah.
So that way will be safe, and also it will not make you body.
Okay, thank you, Sayadaw.
Yeah. What about any other friends in Dhamma? Kemawadi, how are you? Vimala Nandi, I don't know who are they.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. What about your idea?
Yes, Sarah,
So let's, please tell me.
Actually, I would like to learn in detail, Sarah.
Oh, in detail. And then so we were trying to keep a vote.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe not many people around here I saw. Is it who? Vimala Nandi or what?
Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you.
Siri come and talk. And the iPhone, Siri is talking. So anyway, and not do so. If we spend so much time every verse, then that will take a lot of time, and also, so please try to read by yourself, as well as I will pick up, some of the points and they explain in detail. Okay, so it will be, how to say, easier, and also save the time for us. So, but the Athasalini, as you know, is a very, how to say, a large book. Okay, a large. So that's why, where are we? Not this. Share screen, where are you? Not this. Not this one. Not this one. Wait a moment, please. Tamasingani is here. Tamasingani. Okay. So now we get many files are there. So do you get my screen?
Yes, Sayadaw.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Because yesterday we have some meeting on the Zoom meeting for the Dhammaduda University, Dhammaduda Chekina University. So that's why their documents are on the screen. So don't worry, now it's okay. But the boy, where are we? I don't know. I got confused. Where is my document? What is this? Resume. Not that. Tamasingani. Be patient, huh? Wait. Where are we? Gurung. Review. Okay. Tamasingani, do you see there? Hello?
Yes, we can see the translation, Sayadaw. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I didn't arrange well. So there, last time, last Monday, we finished up to the where? Up to the Vedana, right? Tajamano Vinyana Dadu. Yeah. Tajamano Vinyana Dadu Sampasaja. So there you found the differences. Different is what? The word Taja. Okay, Taja, simply we may think that is with the different explanation. Commentator firstly explain what Taja is a kind of indeclinable particle. So in the sense of anochaviga, which is appropriate or suitable. Okay, but in another way, commentator explain Tehi Jada Daja, right? What? Tadiya Tapurisa, right? Tadiya Tapurisa Samaza. Tehi Jada Daja. So this explanation mind consciousness aware, we can find there is 183. Okay. Here, Tehi Jada, Renda Sabet. Here, produced by visible object. So, visible object is that these are conditions. They baji jada, taja. So in this way, we can find the two different interpretation of the same term, taja. So it based on the interpretation or definition of the commentary, and then it became a what? Two different terms, two different types of terms. So that is a little bit maybe how to say from the grammatical point. So how to say it is significant. So whenever you see that the word taja, so you can apply this two meaning in order to fit for your contest. And also, so last time, also I tell you about the what about the why the commentator, the why the Buddha on the paragraph number 3 of the Dhammasangani, when the Buddha is talking about the Vedana, giving definition about the Vedana, instead of keeping the indefinite Savanama, yeah, with the feminine gender, the Buddha used with the Yuda gender, Yan. So why? So because, so in this context, the Buddha want to emphasize on the what, on the specific nature of a pleasant feeling, okay? Not just merely Vedana, but the specific feature of a pleasant feeling. So that they call sada, okay? So that's why the Buddha used Nuda gender. So it is explained in the commentary. And also, if you have a comment, Dhammasangani book, please keep it. Please put nearby, and then also nearby you, and also open Pali, Dhammasangani Pali. They are from paragraph number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they are about the Phassa Panjamaka group. Okay, 5-4 contact group according to the Athasalini translation. 5-4 contact group. The group led by the group of 5 led by the Phassa. So in that, I will point you out some of the significant points there among these 5 paragraphs. So in the Phassa, there you can see a very simple explanation. Paso, Pusana, Sampusana, Sampusitata. Okay. So, but in the Vedana, there you can see what? Mano Vinyana Dhatu Taja. Okay. Taja Mano Vinyana Dhatu Sampasa Jam. And then in the case of Sanya also, there you can find the same word. Taja Mano Vinyana Dhatu Sampasa Ja. Because it is referring to the Sanya modifier of the Sanya. That's why it become a family gender. It keeps with the family gender. The Taja Mano Vinyana Dhatu Sampasaja. And also in the case of Chetana. So the same word you can find. Taja Mano Vinyana Dhatu Sampasaja. Okay. But on the number 6, Chitta, Chitta, the fifth one. There you cannot find Taja Mano Vinyana Dhatu, Sampasajan. But instead you just find what? Taja Mano Vinyana Dhatu only, not Sampasaja. Okay? So among this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs. The middle 3 paragraphs bear the same word, Tajamano Vinyana Dhatu Sampasaja. But in the Vedana, as well as the Phasa, in the Phasa, in the context of a Phasa, as well as in the context of a Chitta, they don't have a Sampasaja. Okay? So that is also one significant point there. So, so why don't they have? Why don't they have? So in the simple way of thinking, you can say, okay, without Phasa, there will be no Vedana. Without Phasa context, there will be no Sanya. Without Phasa, there will be no Chetana. Okay? So, but in the case of Chitta, what about the Chitta? So you can turn a little bit to the page number, Atazalini, page number 186. Okay, Atazalini, Atagata, page number 186. Maybe I will try to locate with translation. And please in trying the place of the passenger together plot. Taja Mano Vinyana Dhatu. Taja Mano Vinyana Dhatu. Pad means Hadayam. Ha is the Hadayam. Okay, have to go. Taja here. Taja Mano Vinyana Dhatu here. Please trying to find this 187, page number 187. Atasal Exposita. Sorry. Taja Mano Vinyana Dhatu. Okay. So shall we read? Shall we spend together here? Read by reading. Tajamana Vinyana Dhatu means the element of a mind consciousness suitable to states such as the contact, etc. Okay. In this expression, the single moment of a consciousness is called by 3 names. Mano. Okay. In the sense of a measuring. So I will I will explain you back later. Mano, here in the sense of a measuring. Vinyana, consciousness, in the sense of a discrimination. Dhatu, element, in the philosophical sense of a ultimate reality or of the absence of a living entity. So this is Mano, Vinyana, Dhatu. It is like something like a 3 in 1. Okay, 3 in 1 expression. Is it also the same thing, Mano? Also, Vinyana also the same thing, and also is also referred to Dhatu, the same thing. So here in this 5-fold contact group, because of Phasa is a contact, and it's not called the bond of contact. Okay, with the appropriate element of a mind consciousness. Okay, so this paragraph, this sentence explains what? In the number 2 paragraph of the Dhammasangani, why there is no Taja manovinyana dhatu sampasaja. Okay. Why there is a no taja manovinyana dhatu sampasaja? Like a Vedana, Sanya, Chetana, they have a taja manovinyana dhatu sampasaja. So what? But in the Vedana, in the case of a Pasa, so you don't find this kind of a word. So the boy here is giving. So in the 5-4 contact group, okay, this is Pasa Banjamaka group. Because Pasa is a contact, and it's not called one of a contact with the appropriate element of a mind consciousness, Manovinyana Dhatu Sampasaja. So that's why in the first second paragraph of the Dhammasingani, there is a nota Manovinyana Dhatu Sampasaja is a giving. Because Pasa is a contact. So Pasa is a not born of a Pasa, not born of a contact, contact of the mind element. Okay, so that's why it is excluded. The term is excluded. And also, what about the manochidam? Instead of having taja manovinyana dhatu sampasaja, so in the case of a chita, there has only one. Taja manovinyana dhatu only, not sampasaja. Okay, so here, and because consciousness is the element of a mind consciousness, okay, consciousness is the element of a mind consciousness, yeah, within the bracket, and is not called a bono contact with the appropriate element of a mind consciousness. So that point explain why. What point? Why there is a no dajamano vinyana dhatu sampasaja in the case of a explanation on the word chitta. So here in Bali they say what? Chidinja yasama dajamano vinyana dhatu ewa. Okay. Chidinja dasam yasama mano vinyana dhatu adajamano vinyana dhatu ewa. Chitta is only my element, which is appropriate to rise. Okay, only my element. So that's why we cannot say there is that's why in the Buddha don't include Tajamano Vinyana Dhatu Sampasaja. Okay, so that point explained here in on the paragraph number on this paragraph. I don't know whether you understand where this sentence or not. Huh? What do you think? So, yeah. Mm. Yeah.
So here in the paragraph number 6 in the Masangani, then here we have the Tatya Mano Vinyana Dhatu. So here the word Tatya, that word is also can be understood by 3 ways as we analyzed before, right?
Yeah.
So and then so
appropriate as well as what, and then another is
by those
by the condition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the other one is what is the ablative case?
Ablative.
Yeah.
And also located.
Yes, So that's the tehi. So for example, the tehi, then the that is the plural form. So the te, what are those things? So the te refer to what things? So
Tehi.
Yeah.
Tehi refer to the appropriate conditions. That is, for example, for the eye consciousness. So we may need to have a what? Sight. Okay? Sight, visible object, and also light. Light also we need. And also another thing is a manasikara. attention. So these are the conditions we need to have for the rising of a certain consciousness, right? So for the eye, for the ear, maybe, and also for the mind, it may be different from one another. So they have their, how to say, conditions.
I see. Okay, okay. Thank you, Sayadaw. Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
clear now.
Yeah. So regarding the water way, Mandaranga, why? Tajamano Vinyanadadu. Yeah, in the commentary, sub-commentary, they don't talk much much about these paragraphs. Tajamano Vinyanadadu. So Tajamano Vinyanadadu Sampasaja. Mhm. So the significant point the commentator explains is that without Sampasaja, there is a Dajamano Vinyana Dhatu in the case of paragraph number 6. Okay. But on the paragraph number 2, there is no Dajamano Vinyana Dhatu Sampasaja because the Pasa arises there. Okay. But itself. Okay, Pasa arises there itself when it encounter with the what with the object. So when there is a how to say meeting point, something like a something like a meeting point. Okay, at the point of a meeting, so consciousness and also how to say object, so they come into contact. So Taina Sangati Paso, so how to say. So previously, I think you have studied Chagonja, Badeja, Rubeja, okay? For the eye consciousness, Jaku is eye sensitivity, and also Rubeja, visible object, and the eye consciousness there. So the, the contact point of so these three, Chagonja, Badeja, Rubeja, Obajadi, Jaku Vinyana, okay? And then, so at the moment the Jaguanyana arises, so Dainan Sangati Paso. So Pasa means like that. So some people misunderstand that. So object, visible object and eye consciousness, they come into contact. So that why it's a Pasa. So maybe mostly we think like that. But according to the Pali text, Jagonja, Badeja, Rubeja, Obajadi, Jaguanyana. So basing on the object, okay, Chagonja, Badeja, Rubeja. So and the basing on the visible object as well as eye sensitivity, or we can simply say what taking visible object, taking sight as a visible, taking sight as an object, and also basing on the eye sensitivity, there arises Jagu Vinyana Chitta. Okay, so the contact point of these three, okay, Tainan Sangati, how to say Sangati to translate, combination, okay, they rise together, arising together of these three is called what? Phassa, okay. So Phassa, in that case, we can see what? Phassa arises later, so, so comparatively later, okay, according to that test. Phassa arises. So consciousness, mind consciousness is not produced by the phassa itself. Okay. So, so the combination of these three cause to arise the phassa. Okay. So that why also with this understanding also we can say, so on the paragraph number 6, so there is a no sampasaja. Okay. No sampasaja. Tajamano Vinyana Dhatu only is a giving, unlike a Vedana Sanya Chitana. So in the case of Bajeta, there is a no Tajamano Vinyana Dhatu. Okay. So regarding here, mano, my in the sense of a measuring, Vinyana in the sense of a discrimination. So we mostly know that the manadi, janadi, so my is just awareness of the object, okay, just recognition of an object, so like that. But here we can find in the Atasalini that mana is interpreted in a different, little bit in a different way. Well, right. So Chaitanya Sanya, they don't explain a lot. So regarding the paragraph number 5, Chaitanya, Chaitanya, I will a little bit back. Chaitanya, here manasa, okay, manasa, just about the word manasa. Manasa is here. Yeah, the same is to be understood in the exposition of abolition. So, commentator, they don't explain much about they totally don't explain about the Chitana here, understood. So, Sanya is a little bit explanation, but just as we know that Sanya, Sanjanana, Sanjanidadam, this is not much difference explanation. So, but regarding the Chitta here, in the exposition of a consciousness, Chitta consciousness is so called because it's a variegated nature. Okay, that is Chitta. Okay, that is one point. And then for the Mano, here, mind, Mano is so called because it knows the measure of an object. So, in Bali, it is called what? Mina Manam. Aramanam, Mina Manam, Janadi di Mano. So, Aramanam. So, I think you all remember that. What is the root of the root mana? Yeah? What would be the root of a root? The root of a what? Mana. Manadi, Janadi. Yeah, Mina Manam, Janadi. Not simply knowing, but like a measuring the object. Okay, like a measuring the object. Chanadi is not just simply knowing, but it measure the object. Also, this is more likely to be what to be a kind of a wisdom or so not no longer pure mental just awareness of the object, but it measures. So Mina Manam Janadi. That's why with this explanation, so they call Mano Vinyana Dhatu. When the word Mano Vinyana Dhatu is a Taja Mano Vinyana Dhatu is explained. So because of its measuring the object, because of the knowing the object, because of its element nature. So that's why these three are got to the same thing. Jada. So also here Manasa. Manasa, the word Manasa here is what? Mano Iwa Manaso. Yeah. My is so called because it knows the measure of the object. Mental action is what? Manasa here means just mind. Mano Iwa Manasan. Okay. Mano Iwa Manasan. So here in the following pages, following paragraphs explanation, this is the meaning of the possible meaning of the word manasa is explained. So the mentioned here, pick up mentioned. So first one is the what? Andalika jaro ya baso yoyan jaradi manaso di ita bana sambyudaka dhammo manaso di wodo. So yeah, in this context, okay, in this context, manasa means what? Manasa means what? Sambayudaka Dhamma, associates, okay? Manaka means associated, uh, associated phenomena, okay? Associated Dhammas is called mana. Not only the mind, not the mind, but which associate with the mind. And also in the following stanza, yeah, wherefore should thy disciple blessed one, delighting in thy rule, O thou well know that to men in undergraduate set him to life and consummated in his mind. I don't know you understand or not. Abada manaso sikho kalangiriya dain jene suda in the so you get it is quoted from the Samyutta Nikaya, volume 1, page number 159. So the Buddha was asked, okay, about the arahant mind. Okay, here the word manasa, abada manasa is giving abada manasa. So yeah, the word in his mind, and only when you read Dhammas Athasalini commentary in Pali, so the word manasa you can find by yourself. Yeah. So in that stanza, the word manasa is referred to the arhatship, arhandapala. Okay, arhandapala. So idabana manowa manasam. So in this case, only the mind is a God, mana, simple mind. So whatever mind it may be, so it may be either arhan mind or whoever's mind, Buddha-jana's mind, doesn't matter. Mind is a basic God, manasa. And also it does not, when you see the word manasa in this context, it does not refer to the Samyutta Dhammas, okay? Does not refer to the any Samyutta Dhamma. So sometimes you may say when you pick up a one chitta, maybe for example, Chaku Vinyana chitta, there arises 7 consciousnesses, something like that. So 7 consciousness is called Samyutta Dhamma. Okay, so that sort of meaning is not applicable here in this context, paragraph number 6 of the Dhammasingani. So manasa is just simply the mind. The mind is a basic manasa. So yeah, commentator, according to commentator, we can understand that. Then also commentator continue to explain that the Vyanjana Vasena Hidam Param Vadidam. Okay. Merely augmented in form. Okay. With the word mano. Okay. Merely augmented. Augment means make increase. So with the insertion, how to say? If we say insertion, so it should be in between. Okay, but so we can say augment. Augment is the implant or in the back. So in both sides it's okay, I think. So here by adding the word manasa, the word sa. So the word is increased, mana or manasa. So there is no special meaning. So it means that. So when you study in the Dhammacarya level, okay, when you study the Majiriya, so we have to say what? Mano Ewa Manasan. So we have to, what kind of what it become? Mano Ewa Manasan. Whether it is Mana, you know that Mana is a Mana. Now this is Kidabada. Okay. So when you find the word Manasa with the Sa and also with the OD in the word Ma in the initial part of the root, so it changed the word form. No longer Kidabada. So what would be? So by seeing the commentary, commentator explanation, Mano Ewa. So when you find the commentator's explanation with the word Ewa, so we have to understand that it is the surface. Okay, the surface does not have any specific meaning. Okay, so the suffix does not have any specific meaning. So that is in Bali we call sutta. Okay, sutta, so ato. The meaning of the root is not the meaning of the suffix is the meaning of the stem is a bit okay. The meaning of the suffix does not matter. So in that case, we the Bali grammar they give what a kind of technical term is it called sutta dadida. Okay, sutta dadida. So when you now later on, I think you are going to read Bali commentaries by yourself. So maybe Bali commentary by yourself. Other than when you see Mano Ewa or something somewhat explained with the word Ewa. So in that case, you can easily recognize, oh, this is Sota Dadida. The surface is there. The surface has no meaning, no special meaning. But in the sense of what? The surface is Sa. In the sense of a Sota Dadida. You can understood like that. So this is also maybe useful for your, how to say, Bali understanding. So that they are maybe not only in the Dhammasangani, Atthakatha or whatever, so Silakhanda or Parajika or maybe Manasa, Atthakatha, when you read, there you may come across, okay, you may come across that kind of explanation of the commentaries, then there you can easily understand. So here, so idabana, the word, the sentence idabana manowa manasam, that is a very, very important sentence here. So in the English translation here, my is arhaship, but the manasa is identical there with the mano, merely augmented in form. So merely augmented in form. So I think so there is a one what maybe is missing here. Here mano is in the sense of agent of a mano, sense impression. Here my is arhaship, that is ita arhada manasandi udam. But idabana manowa manasam. So but the manasa is identical there with the mano. So here also ida. Ida means herein, in this context. So in this context of the manasa, now in the chitta explanation, even though you found the word manasa, you have to take only the meaning of a mind, okay, the meaning of a consciousness. So it is called atodesa, okay, atodesa, atha odesa. So there such a kind of explanation you have found. So the possible meanings are maybe listed in the commentary. After that, desire the meaning will be picked up. So if we pay to mention this kind of a sentence, so like a Bada Manasa is there, identity there means in this context with the Mano. So if we don't mention that, the meaning is too broad. Okay, the meaning is too broad. So that's a bit maybe if we don't put, if the commentator don't mention this one, we may confuse. The reader may confuse what point we are going to take in this sense of a manasa. That's why in this kind of a writing is also very noteworthy for our understanding. Or in our, when we are writing also, we have to we have a responsibility to mention the meaning or the possible meaning of the each word. After that, we have to point out here the desired meaning is this or that. Okay. Otherwise, people may confuse. So this is and then another one. So the word mana jida in the context of a jida. So jida is uh, explained by as a word of hadaya. Okay, hadaya is a heart. So we talk much about the hadaya, right? Regarding the hadaya watu. So here in the Dhammasangani Atthakatha or Dhammasangani Bali, the Buddha, when the Buddha referred to the mind, okay, Chitta. So the Buddha explained with the word Hadaya, okay, Mano, Manasam, Hadayam, Bandaram, something like that. Hadaya is there. So in this case, the commentator does not fail to pick up, explain many possible meaning of the word Hadaya. So here, as you see, heart is the same as the mind. Heart and mind are the same here. So heart is interpreted as a mind, or mind is interpreted as heart. So here, in the passage, I will either scatter your mind or break your heart. So that is Samyutta Nikaya, Alavaka Sutta. You know that, right? Alavaka Sutta. The ogre, Alavaka, gets angry because he came to know that the Buddha is in his palace. So he gets very angry and then he make the Buddha, please come out of my cave. The Buddha just trying to tender in order to make his heart tender. The Buddha follow his word. And he goes out. And then Alavaga asks the Buddha to come in. So the Buddha follow his word. So come in and go out, come in, go out, he follow. Maybe later, the Alavaga thinks that this time this man can come back, go out of the cave. I will hold his legs and then throw him into the ocean or whatever. The other day the Buddha don't go out. So even though the Alavaga asked him to go out of the cave, then Alavaga came to know that, oh, he know my mind. He is not a simple one. Maybe he has something new. So that's why he asked the question, as you know, in the Samyutta Nikaya. There you can have a read. So he think, if you are not able to answer so my question, I will break your heart. Okay, and also I will try to make you crazy. Okay, I will try to make you crazy. So it means with the magic or whatever power, and like that. In that case, the king, the Alavaga used the word Hadaya. Hadayam Phalisa meat. In that case, Hadaya means a chest, Ura. Okay, Hadaya means Ura. So Uro di Hadayam Ojadi. So here, but the commented translation is given here. The breast, okay, the breast is a man. The breast is this part. It would be better if you say, I will break your chest. In the another sentence, in the passage, meeting, he choops with the heart that knows heart. The mind is a man. So in this sentence, the where Haraya Haraya Minye Anya Ya Dachadi. So in that sentence, Majjhima Nikaya, so it refers to the word Haraya is used, but in the sense of the consciousness or in the sense of the mind. So when the Buddha talk about the 32 parts of the body, like a Wakam, Harayan, Yakanan, Gilomakam, okay, 32 parts of the body, in that case, the heart base, okay, Haraya Watu, the heart is referring to use in the sense of a Haraya. So Idabana Chitta Mewa Abandradina Harayam Hodam there. But here the mind is called the heart. Because in the sense of inwardness, abandara. Okay, because in the sense of the inwardness, because it arises inside or within ourselves. That's why the word Haraya is used in the sense of consciousness here. So this is also the point for us to understand the meaning of the possible meaning of the Haraya and also the desired meaning in this context. Okay. Then the other words are not so difficult for you. So Vinyana Kando also giving, and also we go to the where. So Dajamano Vinyana Dadu, there is. So finally we go back to that word. Dajamano Vinyana Dadu and the why the Buddha don't put the word Dajamano Vinyana Dadu, Sampasaja. Okay, without Sampasaja, in the paragraph number 6 of the Dhammasengani, there appear only Tajamano Vinyana Dadu. So why? Because so Vinyana Dhatu or Chitta arises. So maybe even before the arising of the Phassa, not because of the Phassa, Chitta arise. Okay, so the combination of Chitta, Jagu Vinyana Chitta simply, for example, Jagu Vinyana Chitta, eye, visible object, eye sensitivity. This is a combination of the three itself is called Phassa. So that's why here in this context, Sampasaja is not given here. So, but what about the 7? Number 7, number 8, paragraph number 7, 8, 9, and so on. Is about the Jananga, Vidaka, Vijara, PD, etc. They are called Jana, Jana Fetas. So I think you have a Dhammasengani book here. You look at the 7. Paragraph number 7, 8, 9 there. You will not find Tajamano Vinyana Dhatu Sampasaja, right? Tajamano Vinyana Dhatu Sampasaja, there is no such a word. Why? Why? Because here in the commentary, they are giving. Therefore, in this couplet, the expression born of a contact with the appropriate element of mind consciousness has not been adopted. So that is the previous case. But in the terms, initial application of the mind, etc. This is about the Vidaka. Dhammasengani paragraph number 7, okay, etc. 7 is about the Vidaka, 8 is Vichara, and so on. So although this expression is obtainable, the expression of Tajamano Vinyana Dhatu Sampasaja, without contact, there will be no Vedana Sanya and so on, as well as no Vidaka. So without taking the object, and why we are taking the object. So maybe firstly we perceive an object, and okay, we have to, there arises some thinking, initial thinking. So in order to arise the initial application of the mind, there should be phassa. Okay, without phassa, vitakka will not arise. Okay, so although this expression tajamano vijnana dhatu samphasa ja is obtainable, it is not brought out. Okay, in this exposition of consciousness, because cut off. It has been cut off because of the continuation line, the line of a continuation. So, for example, if it comes, if Vedana, Sanya, Jidana, so they are the line, the order of rising, the continuous rising. So after that, the Chitta mentioned. So Vedana, Sanya, Jidana, they are Manovinyana, Dhatu, Sampasaja is the top. But in the case of a Chitta, no Manovinyana, Dhatu, Sampasaja. So that's why, so the order is already cut off. The order of breaching, it does not mean that because there is no phasa, that's why so in the context of a Vitaka, there does not mention Dajamano Vinyana Dadu Sampasaja. We should not know like that, because they are actually, because of phasa, they arise a Vitaka. But the Buddha didn't mention it there. Why? Because the line of a discourse is already cut off in the context of the Chitta. That's why the Buddha does not resume the same word again. So maybe another way we can simply say it is understood. Okay, understood. That's why here in Bali they say Vidaka Badadi Supana Labamana Bi Ida Pachinada. Pachinada, Ida means here, Pachinada cut off. So we have to, and here maybe the word here is, it has been here cut off. It has been here cut off. It should be the word here is there, Ida. So without this, so we were confused. What cut? Who cut off, and so on. Here the line of addition already cut off regarding the word Tajamano Vinyana Dhatu. That's why even though there can be Vidaka, even though there can be Phasa or Vidaka Bona there, Phasa, so the word is not appear. The word does not appear there. So that point is explained here. And a difficult thing has been accomplished by the Blessed One who has brought. So this is the, how to say, the commentator trying to praise the Buddha. Okay, trying to praise the Buddha. If you read, maybe you may easily understand. So very difficult thing the Buddha did. Okay, like a what? So Phasa Panchamaganam Dhammanam Badiyagam Vinibhogan Gadwa Panyade Udara Manina Bhagavata Dukkarankata. So it will be very difficult for us to pick up ultimate reality, the Dhamma, mentality. Actually, they are abstract. And also not only pick up the Dhamma, the Buddha trying to group in the Dhamma into different categories. So something like what? You catch the water from the great ocean, maybe Atlantic or Pacific or whatever ocean. Then after that, you try to analyze this water is which belong to maybe what kind of river, and so on. It will be impossible. So, but for the Buddha's wisdom, it's possible. Maybe when sometimes we may, it is very difficult for us even to recognize whether kusala jeta arise or akusala jeta arise, or pleasant feeling or unpleasant feeling, we pay to recognize our mentality. Okay, much less to say is to differentiate if the mentality is in a thought process. Okay, so we may maybe sometimes you have a very good concentration. In that case, you may easy to recognize maybe akusala jeta arise, or maybe I want a loba. I have a loba arise. Loba arise in my mind. Dosa arise in my mind. That's all. That's all we know. But in the single thought process, maybe after the pasa with maybe Banjadora Wajana Jaku Winyana and so on, we will not be able to what uh, pick up any or note any dhammas in a single thought process. Okay, so in a thought process also, even in a one thought process, there are different my consciousness, maybe 17 thought moment and so on. In this one thought moment also, it arises. It does not arise alone. It arises together with the mental concomitants. Okay, so the Buddha even trying to analyze the mental concomitant that arise together with the every single uh, thought moment in a thought process. So that's how difficult it is. So by coding the commentator, coding the Nagasena, Venerable Nagasena's word here, or trying to praise the Buddha's wisdom.